Now, from the home of the Arnold Palmer Invitational, Bay Hill Club and Lodge, this is EA Sports continuing coverage of PGA Tour golf. With Frank Nobilo by my side, I'm Rich Lerner. Frank, as weekend golfers know, there's always part of your game that you're focused on. So I'll ask the question, what are you going to be looking at here today?
Tee to green. Rich, I know people always say putting's important. I'm not going to say it's overrated, but tee to green. If you want to play good golf day in, day out, fairways greens. That's the secret.
This one starting a little left off the tee. And that is going to miss the fairway as his opening tee shot is in the rough.
It's okay, not ideal, but manageable from there.
Oh, this is left all the way.
Rough off the tee, straight out of the gate. That's interesting. So much will depend on the lie.
Just what you want to start your day. That's in the fairway and a nice way to get out of the box. What's you need to watch out for here, Frank?
Those two front bunkers, Rich, the one that protects the left and the right. More often than not, you want to pitch the ball on the front of this green. They are the two to be concerned about.
So now from the rough, his second here at the opening hole. Now a second from just under 180 yards.
And that ball looked good in the air. You'd like it to be a little closer, but still inside 40 feet. Just going to have to be careful with the lag putting.
So from the left rough, his second at the first. Iona Stephen is at the first green. This for birdie.
We're looking at a right-to-left break here, but it demands Spanish hands. It's all about feel, not much break, but it will have speed.
Right, that's what you want to do. Good lag putt.
Yeah, they can't all go in.
Substantial movement on this putt right to left, and it's from distance. So this one not just about speed, but line as well. Yeah, what a stroke there, and a most unexpected birdie. And that's not exactly ideal. Far from a tap-in for his par.
You're being too kind. That's not at all ideal.
This is an 11-foot putt.
Yeah, he drops that one in. A good 4 here at the opening hole. Disappointment there. He'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. Nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. Back to the second hole here at Bay Hill. Frank, long par 3.
And that green slopes so much from right to left, so you can actually use the contours of the green here.
And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass. And that is going to wind up in this front bunker here to a fairly popular place, but it is deep, so a bit of a daunting second upcoming. Solid shot, and sometimes solid throughout the round, will win the day. Some green to work with as he'll try and lift this one out. Okay, that should be inside of 10 feet, not too bad. Now, gonna have to try and get this out and let it run.
That's great technique. Kept the weight on the forward leg while you don't sort of move off the ball. And not much left for par.
Now, from off the Bermuda grass, his second at the par 3. Now this for birdie.
Yeah, and the break here from right to left is the main consideration. It's fairly flat overall. You've got to consider the line.
Yeah, that's good pace. Just a little offline, but not too bad from that far away.
10-foot putt left.
Right on the precipice of going down, but I do believe it's going to stay out. Okay, well done there. Couple of pars to get the round underway. Yep, good work not to let that get away, and that's in for a par. Disappointment there. That'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. And so just getting started, even par so far. Now at the par 4 third, Frank, this is a great golf hole.
It certainly is. Remember, the brain doesn't register don'ts. So aim right. There's a bunker down there. Keep focusing on where you want it to go, not in the other direction.
Oh, look out. That's too far left. And that is into the circular lake that rings these 3rd and 6th holes. Good shot coming off bogey at the 2nd. That's going to be in the fairway. Yeah, that's a good drive right there. Played the bend in that fairway perfectly, and more importantly, kept it out of that lake. This one started up the right side.
Well, that one's finished in the first cut. It's going to be a little bit harder to spin it from there with a little bit of grass around the ball, but still not too bad.
And that will do just fine. Second shot now from just a foot or two off the fairway.
And that's a good approach shot too. Just a little left of the hole, but a good chance for birdie.
Second shot coming up. Let's check in for the first time with Notavigay III.
145 yards left. Pin is in the left back portion of the green.
It's a solid shot and a green in regulation, but a little away from the band.
Perfect spot to play this second, middle of the fairway.
And a good approach shot, just not quite as close as what you'd like, but still solid.
So now this, right around 25 feet for birdie. Oh, yes, very impressive right down. That goes down for a birdie. A long one coming up here for birdie. Nope.
"18 feet from the bottom of the cup."
Ooh, good speed there. That'll leave just a couple of feet. Oh no, I think he was about ready to walk that in. That looked on target the whole way. That's so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. To 1 over par early on in this round. Disappointment there. That'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. Fourth hole is the first par 5 on the golf course, Frank.
Very scoreable. 2 bunkers down the left, the first of which takes 330 yards to get it past that.
Definite birdie hole, maybe even a chance for Eagle to really jumpstart the round. Nothing to fault there, safely in the fairway. This starting toward the right side. Now, from better than 300 yards out, a second to the par 5.
Par 5s too, they're the ones you really want to make birdie on, but the second shot, it's gone into that bunker. It's an awkward third.
Okay, so playing out of the first cut, not a huge disadvantage as this is advanced down the fairway on this par 5. Nah, just caught it fat out of the rough. Never had a chance of reaching, and now it is time to regroup and try to escape with a par.
And that one barely makes the front of the green. Do you realize if you just miss hit the middle of the club by 1/4 of an inch, you lose 10%? That's right, 10%. And that one barely makes the front of the green. Do you realize if you just miss hit the middle of the club by 1/4 of an inch, you lose 10%? That's right, 10%. That's actually a pretty good shot, really. I know that's not exactly close to the hole, but out of the fairway bunker, safely on deck. This hole's been a bit of a struggle, but beautiful short shot and a chance to get away with a par.
This one's going to need to carry some pace with it. A long one for birdie. Back up the slope. Get up. Get there. Oh, that nearly went in. That's a touch of class right there. Very good effort. Okay, so this one, maybe a birdie putt in name only. This is a long birdie putt here, requires good judgment of the speed and the line. Just try to lag it down there. This is a 9-footer. Oh, boy, you hate to give one back on a putt like that. Yeah, good concentration there. That's a distance where a putt could get away, but that, in for a par. Okay, can't take putts that length for granted, but that's in for a par. Nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. Now to the 5th hole, and off the tee, Frank, how do these fairway bunkers sort of factor into your mindset as you prepare to tee off?
Well, if you watch the pros play on the Arnold Palmer Invitational, you see two different strategies here. Just an iron off the tee, give yourself a full shot in, or, well, if you're a longer hitter, take it over that bunker on the left.
And that will be more than adequate. It's safely into the fairway. Yeah, if you see shortish par 4s like this, it's a great time to bring out the irons, and that is going to work out well. And that one going to wind up in the bunker. No need to get overly aggressive with the driver here. This, a long iron, and it does the job well. From the fairway nota, this his second.
Well, he's looking at 138 yards to the front, 150 to the hole, sitting in the front left hole location.
I'm not quite sure of that strike, whether they got it all, but ball's just come up a little shy. Outside chance for a birdie.
Frank, what about this approach shot here at the 5th?
One of the few holes where you get a short iron in your hand for that second shot, but that green slopes away at about a 45-degree angle to the right, which makes distance control paramount here at 5. Just needed that little bit more. I know it's 10 feet, but come on, I want it a little bit closer.
Anything on the green would be a good result from here as he readies his second out of the sand.
You can see why the architect has put this bunker exactly here, because if you don't hit a good shot, you're going to find another bunker, and that's exactly what happened.
Just too tough to control out of the sand. That one unable to hold the green. It'll run off into the short stuff. Well, that, not his finest effort, and it's going to leave a very anxious putt to save bogey.
17-foot putt here.
Okay, good job there to limit the damage, though it will be a drop shot as that score dips to +2. It's about a 60% make percentage from here. This for birdie. Not a problem. That's in for birdie, and that score moves to 2 under par.
Frank, what's the thinking here as you step to the tee at the signature hole, the long par 5, 6th hole?
Well, the longer hitters can go at that big pine tree. Then it's reachable in two. And if you're a little shorter, then you've got to start to sort of aim at the middle of those two bunkers.
Yep, very good shot right there. Was able to cover that lake with ease and into the fairway here at 6. Yeah, good swing and a good result, as that is safely into the fairway. This started toward the left side. Has to be thrilled with that second shot here to the par 5. Frank got everything out of that.
Yeah, it did well just to advance the ball so far down the fairway. And now a fairly straightforward third shot.
Uh-oh, that's trouble over there. I think the reaction tells the story there. Not a good shot at all. So now after the drop, time to try again. Uh-oh, that's headed left.
Oh, that hurts. That does not help the cause.
So with a penalty stroke added in, now lying 3, readying for shot number 4.
look here at birdie.
And he's left this in a good spot. Very little break, maybe a hair to the right, but no real elevation changes at all.
That's a good putt right there. That's a birdie, and it is back to 1 over now for the round. Right about 9 feet here to the hole. Under par for the round. Disappointment there. I'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. You know, when the pros get up on a par 3 like this, they'll say very simply, this is a good par 3. And it is. Requires everything you have at 199 yards. Well-struck shot. That's all it's about. And that's going to be too strong. It is into one of the 2 back bunkers around this 7th green. Nope, that's into that deep bunker front and left of this 7th hole. All right, you take those all day long. On the green, chance for birdie coming up. Okay, that ball safely on the green.
Now from the bunker. Just a little splash out on this par 3.
Okay, safely on the putting surface out of the sand. Would have maybe liked to run that up a little further, but that's not the worst shot in the world. Nope, that is not much of an improvement. Now this for birdie.
And there's no space for a lapse in concentration here. Perhaps a little bit further away than we would have liked, but a 2-putt would be a very good result.
Close. Couldn't ask for much more on that putt.
This one should cut pretty hard to his left. It's for birdie. Nope, that didn't quite turn as much as he'd hoped. Deep breath time. Gotta get this back on the green and hopefully close. Okay, not too bad there. Not in gimme range, but a good chance to possibly walk away only down a stroke. one drop shot there. It's a bogey. +2 now for the round. Nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. Disappointment there. He'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. One under for the round. Well, this 8th hole is just a solid par 4. With a good tee shot, you'll have a chance to make 3, but trust me, you're thrilled to walk out of here with a 4. It requires 2 good shots, and you have to play it all the way through, tee to green. And no issues there. Good tee shot in the short grass. Yeah, that will get a little bit of run. That will be just fine. And that's going to be just fine out in the right center part of this fairway. To where the hole is cut, just about 190 yards, Frank. Well, not as close to the pin as you'd like, but when you find greens in regulation on a regular basis, you're going to have a chance. Uh-oh, that might not be enough. Yeah, that is into the water in front of this 8th green. So now after the drop, time to try again.
Well, not super close, but safely on the green.
Now this from 166 yards out.
A touch long, a touch left. But still, how good can you putt?
Not only a long putt, but a bending putt. Strong right to left in this one. They'll be very pleased just to get this one within a couple of feet. Yeah, that's good pace. Just a little offline, but not too bad from that far away. Look here at birdie.
And a really tricky look here. Tough side hill putt. He's got to push it out to the right and just let it drift its way back to the hole.
Maybe gave that one a little too much credit and it missed on the high side. 13 feet away. Got it there, but not quite on target. Okay, a tough hole there. That's in for bogey, and that score will dip to +3. Nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. Disappointment there. That'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. Birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. It's a consistent theme here at Bay Hill, if you can carry it 300 yards.
Bay Hill always favors the longer hitter.
And that, a good-looking shot there, well placed in the fairway.
Well, that is straighter than straight.
Just the 7-wood there, trying to control the flight, but that is safely into the fairway. Just what you want to do, land it in the fairway, get a little bit of rolled out, and that is a good shot. That is into one of the 4 bunkers that surround this 9th green.
Now Nota his second from the fairway.
Looking at 149 to the hole, pin in the right front.
In my book, that's a good shot. You could really aim at the middle of just about every single green. If you did it all day long, some of those would finish up close, and you'd have plenty of birdie putts.
That one kind of took off on him. That'll happen sometimes coming out of the bunker, and that scoots right on by.
Third shot coming up now from the bunker.
Yeah, that'll do just fine. Had a pretty good run at that, and par should be pretty well within reach.
18-footer.
Oh, that one read perfectly. It is a birdie here at the 9th, and that will make this a front 9 of 37, 1 over par. Pretty good read there. Definitely good speed, and it just skips a foot or so by. Just a tap in there for par at the 9th, and that will mean this is an even par front side. So a tap in here, it's a bogey at the 9th, and he'll go out in 36. It's an even par front side. Okay, so it's a bogey for him here at the 9th, and that will make this an even 40 for the front side, 4 over par. We start the backside at Bay Hill with a par 4, 400-yard dogleg to the right. 2 bunkers through the fairway and 1 on the right. Accuracy off the tee is critical.